to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Asia, and today's topic is why cutting people off will not always bring you peace. So cutting people off is supposed to be like the ultimate self-care move. It's like, I'm gonna delete them, I'm gonna block them, boom, I'm at peace, problem solved. No, it's not how that works. You're still gonna feel the same afterwards. And if cutting people off was the solution, why do those emotions stick around? So today we're gonna break down why cutting people off alone won't always bring you peace and what actually can bring you peace. And if you've ever removed someone from your life and you still felt like, dang, why do I still feel upset about the situation, then this video. Number one, the common misconception. So the thing is, this generation, this era is so big on like cutting people off. They're like, oh, protect your peace. If this person did you wrong, remove them, block them, you love yourself. And don't get me wrong, if it's necessary to remove that person, do it at all costs, protect yourself. But here is what people do not talk about. Cutting people off will remove that person, but it's not going to remove the emotions. If you did not process what happened, that those feelings that you had, that resentment, that hurt, that anger, it's still there. And it's waiting. It's waiting for your next relationship, your next friendship, and it's just gonna pop back up. It's like you just came back from a vacation and you just threw your luggage in the closet and closed the door. It's still there. When you open that door, you still gotta figure that out. Okay, so number two, when cutting someone off is necessary versus when you're just being avoidant. Now let me be clear. Sometimes you have to cut some people off, but what we're gonna talk about specifically today is when you're doing it in a healthy way versus when you're just being avoidant. So we're gonna start, when is it necessary? Number one, they're toxic, they're abusive, they're manipulative. That's easy. They can go, they gotta go. Enough said. Number two, when someone crosses like major boundaries and they just refuse to respect you, let that person go. That is okay. Some people they don't care. If you allow them to continue to disrespect you, they're just gonna keep doing that. And they're like, okay, well, they're letting me do it anyway, so what am I gonna change? They can go. Three, when their presence is genuinely just draining and harmful to your mental and emotional health, it's okay. They can go. They gotta go. So now, when cutting someone off is just avoidance. Ghosting people instead of having like hard conversations. I understand some people aren't that emotional. They don't like being vulnerable. They'd rather just keep things to themselves. But expressing your feelings is not always going to be easy. And when you really care about that person and especially care about yourself, it's important that you're able to say what you have to say to make sure that not only your needs are met, but theirs are met as well. Number two, blocking people because they said something that you didn't want to hear. Y'all are gonna learn to appreciate those friends that are gonna tell you what you need to hear regardless. Whether you're right or wrong, you need to hear the truth. And sometimes the truth hurts, the truth can make you angry, but I'd rather have friends that look out for me and have my best interest than friends that just don't care and will just let me drive myself to the ground. Not doing it. Number three, cutting people off every single time there is a conflict instead of just communicating. People argue, that is okay, that is normal. You're not gonna get along with everybody, you're not gonna agree with everybody, but just because you have a disagreement doesn't mean that person always has to go. It is okay to agree to disagree. And I think that also ties back into the first one about having tough conversations. Sometimes you have to take accountability for your feelings, your actions, what you say, instead of just shutting the door and pretend like nothing. Okay, so if cutting people off is not the guaranteed solution, what actually brings peace? Let's get into it. Number one, forgiveness. Not for them, but for your own peace. Just because you forgive them doesn't mean that you're excusing what they did, but it's about freeing yourself from the weight of the situation. Number 2, finding the root cause. Sometimes you have to sit there and ask yourself, like, what is this person doing that is triggering me? Why are they triggering me? And then, what can I do for myself to be able to heal this? Number 3, learning to set boundaries and not just cut people off. You don't have to remove everybody. Sometimes if you just adjust the amount of time and energy you're giving to that person, that can be enough. And then lastly, processing your emotions and not suppressing them. Peace is just not something quick that happens. You have to process it, you have to talk about it, you have to actually deal with those emotions. And that is it for today's video. So the next time you feel like cutting somebody off, just sit there and ask yourself, like, dang, am I really doing this for true peace, or am I just trying to find like a temporary relief? Because true peace is not just about removing people, but about healing what is within. But if you enjoyed today's topic and you'd like to hear more, make sure y'all like and subscribe. I will see y'all next week, and until next time, protect your peace and prioritize your growth. Baby,